Yes.
That's
Ladies
funny.
and gentlemen,
What's up?
once again, we are here for another episode of the Point Walk the Walk Hoop Talk. I'm here once again with Eddie Davis and Craig Murray. Fellas,
what's happening, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on tonight? What's happening? Well, a few things happening in the hoop world to talk about. There's some girls things, or ladies, I should say. There's some, the fellas are in effect, and the NBA trading. What we call it? The trading frenzy or the trading season has begun. The Atlanta Hawks dealt Trae Young to the Washington Wizards for C.J. McCollum and Corey Kispert to get things rolling.
But the biggest thing, Malika, is also this has a major impact on the upcoming trade market, specifically with Anthony Davis. He is a prime trade target of the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks believe that making this Trae Young deal allows them to pursue a player with a large, significant salary like an Anthony Davis over the next several months.
Burke, real quick, your thoughts on this trade?
Well, I actually love it for the Hawks because Jalen Johnson is a young superstar in the making. He's almost averaging a 20-point triple-double on the season. For Trae Young, he get a fresh start, and he goes to a situation where he's going to continue to put up numbers. He's going to continue to, he's going to put butts in seats because he's exciting to watch. I don't know too much about competing for a championship, but he damn sure go get his lettuce over there.
Obviously a great pickup for Washington. Jalen Johnson does become the face of that franchise. But I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker, how well he played for Atlanta, made Quinn Snyder and the powers that be in Atlanta say, you know what, we can move Trae Young and give ourselves a chance. C.J. McCollum, very happy for him. Class act, have a chance to go and play for something competitive.
What do you guys think about the trade, the prospective trades? What we talking in the world of NBA trades?
I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that Trae Young got traded because when they declined to, extend his contract this summer, he then said, okay, then I'm ready to go somewhere else. Now, the surprising thing is from what all is being said, he wanted to go to the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, that shocked me. That kind of shocked me.
Well, yeah. it reconnects him with the GM. What's his name? Slink. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, but I think that's his name. He actually drafted Trae back in 2018, so he's reunited with an executive that he's comfortable with. They have a little bit of room, just as the trade left Atlanta with some room. To your point, Craig, the writing was on the wall for Trae.
Right.
From moving forward past the summer, and then he didn't get to start the season off. And, Atlanta's been playing pretty well and playing effectively through Jalen Johnson. So Jalen's performance kind of made him expendable. Nickeil Alexander-Walker's been playing better. So they've got a good thing going. And the nice thing for Atlanta moving forward is they got a little room to wiggle. They got a room to attract a free agent going forward. Now, it's rumored, Ed, that they're targeting your boy who's in
Davis.
AD.
AD. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard now, that they're targeting Anthony Davis. I would really be surprised. Personally, I'd be surprised if Dallas gave up Anthony Davis, because all said and done, yeah, he has a reputation as day-to-day Davis, but when he's on the floor with that group that they have, and they haven't even have the benefit of Kyrie out there, I think I would hold. This is just me. I would hold pat with Davis to see if I could get the value out of the season before I look to get value for next season.
Right.
I think I do the same too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They look good on paper. We talked about it earlier They look good
Yeah.
on paper. So I
Yeah.
would give it a shot and see what they look like before I
When
make
they're
a move
fully,
there.
yeah, when
Yeah.
they're fully healthy. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody's, because I think Kyrie's he's not that far from being ready to go. I think from what I hear,
Yeah.
you know,
I,
so
I'd play it out. I'd play it out the rest of the year,
yeah.
right?
Exactly.
And hopefully they get a little flow at the end of the year, and you get a picture of if we can hold pat or think about going a different direction.
N Now some other names in the air regarding trades. Obviously, Jonathan Kuminga is somebody that we expect to be moved. But, in the rumor mill, and Craig, you kind of alluded to this a little bit, LaMelo Ball's name has come up, but, I will say this succinctly. I think that, uh, Charlotte will be making the mistake to tr- to trade LaMelo Ball, in my opinion. I think we talked about some of his shortcomings, but the upside that he brings in conjunction with that young core, I think that I think LaMelo should be untouchable. I think kind of when I look at their team dynamic, and this is not a knock on Miles Bridges, but the person that jumps off the screen to me is someone who's could be moved to find that missing piece that they
Mm-hmm.
need. Because Charlotte is, like Ed and I talked about this earlier, Charlotte is not that far away. I mean, they had
Yeah.
a no, they had a great win a few days ago against OKC, in OKC, and it wasn't really a fluke if the way they played. They didn't have Brandon Miller tonight, but with Brandon Miller, Kneppel and LaMelo and James, we talked about him before. The other kid that they got
Mm-hmm.
from Duke. That kid contributes. He's a hard-nosed defender. He knocks shots down. He's a big, strong 3 and D. I think the prospects for Charlotte are are rosy, and I wouldn't be looking to move to move Melo. Are you still feeling, Craig, that that's not a salvageable situation? What do you think? Yeah, here it
Yeah.
goes.
Craig laughed.
Yeah, because you know what? Because you know what it is? If his name is coming up in trade talks, that means the organization has had enough of what they think he's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're probably at that point where, you know what, we've taken this as far as we can. We've got some good, solid foundation pieces, and then we just need to find our guy that's going to be reliable night in and night out. And yeah, he has a lot of talent. There's no doubt about that. He has a lot of talent, but there's other things that has to be considered. And I'm not saying I don't know. I'm just saying from afar, and
Yeah,
looking at it, you just see some of the things and you just go, man, if like you try to put your general manager's hat on or whatever it is, and you
yeah.
go, okay, what is it what are the positives and how long has he been here? What are the negatives? And can
Mm-hmm.
he still continue to grow and be what we think? And I think they've probably just gotten to the point where they're like, hey, we got to get the best we can for him right now. Because in a year or two, if he's the same guy, you ain't gonna get anything for him. Now you'll be
Well,
I
deep in
think
the hole.
he does have the most trade value out of anybody in the squad. But like I said a few weeks ago, I'm like Troy. I'd stick it out with him. I see something, and considering last year's draft, the organization they got some sense as far as drafting. They drafted well last year. Those type of
they did.
organizations, like we mentioned before, you're not gonna get too many free agents rushing to get to Charlotte. So you're gonna have to grow through the draft, right? If you make a trade for Melo, what's to say that whoever comes in is gonna be willing to stay at Charlotte?
Yeah.
See, so I think
Well,
it'll be tough to get a star down there, and that's like I told Troy, that's what they need. They need somebody who's going to get the ball and get buckets, where everybody else can relax and be a second option for a scoring.
I'll say this, and we were talking earlier that they need someone, but they have him. Brandon Miller wasn't in the line. Wasn't in the lineup
Tonight.
tonight, and he is that guy for them. And the thing about it, this is what I think when it comes to LaMelo. Yeah, he does have some shortcomings. We've spoke to them about those, but at the end of the day, who are you gonna get to replace him?
Well, that
Who
that
are you gonna get?
that becomes the second part of the
Yes.
equation.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find because if you give him up, you got to get something that's quality back. So
Exactly.
you got to find. I and I don't think he has to be as talented, but if you get somebody back, he's got to be a leader, and he's got to be a legit number one player for them that can do some of the things that he does. They don't have to do everything he can do. So who do you find is that? Man, I don't know. I don't know because
Listen,
there's not a lot of A1 quality guys that are just sitting around that you can say trade for me. Maybe Trae Young might have been that type of
But but
swap.
but I
nah.
but I think he's more valuable than Trae Young because of his ability to orchestrate and pass the ball. Like tonight, he didn't shoot particularly well tonight. Neither did Kneppel for that matter. But he still had seven rebounds and 7 assists.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'7". He's a live body. He's active. He just he brings so much to the table. He gets a little loose at time. He's very confident, and so sometimes he's not as effective because he's not in the pocket necessarily. But he really is it's such a gifted facilitator that I think he fits better than Trae Young. I'm tripping that, in my opinion, when I look at Washington and the young talent that they have, all those young guys, those young hungry guys, I'm thinking, is Trae Young the best fit for them?
Yeah.
Because
We're
I
gonna
they
find out.
we're gonna find out because you've like I said, you've got kids there that are hungry. You got Trey Johnson, you've got
Sar.
Kalabala, you've got Sar, you've got guys who are trying to establish themselves, who are hungry. And Trae Young, he's a ball dominant performer. And I don't mean that he can't pass the ball. Ice is a terrific passer also. But it's a different type of he's more of a two-y type of player, even though he's a quality passer. So it's gonna remain to be seen.
My,
And
my
that's
concern,
really gonna
my concern with Trey, my concern with Trey is he going down there with them young guys, and the word out on him is that he don't get to the gym early, he don't stay late, he don't lift, he not working. You know what I'm saying? To
yeah.
be a star, he's not working, and that's always a red flag when you start talking about guys that you want to lead your organization. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Remember we talked before.
but that's the same thing that you're saying about your guy down in Charlotte. It's the
Absolutely.
same
Well,
thing.
real
But
quick.
he's a
Okay.
but he's a
About Charlotte, just for instance, if Charlotte sticks and stays, and they get into the lottery, right? What if by chance they get their hands on DeBonsa? That changes the whole game now. See, that changes everything. Now you got a guy who coming in, he's a scorer, and LaMelo's going to get him the ball. He's going to give
Mhm.
that one more step. DeBonsa puts them in the playoffs now. Then you can get rid of Bridges because you can take Bridges' spot. Now you can make some more moves. See, so you have some options. I'm just like Troy. I wouldn't give up on that talent right now. I just wouldn't. You know.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, I mean, how many years do you go with it before you're all of a sudden sitting in a place where you're going, this ain't-
You're stuck.
this that, you're
Yeah.
stuck now.
I,
You're stuck. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, they're not gonna make. I mean, they're not gonna make the playoffs, right?
Well,
Um,
shouldn't.
they're
we're
not
gonna
gonna
see.
make the
Like, look,
playoffs.
look.
So it'll be another
Let me
year
tell
they
you
don't make
something.
the. Yeah.
I look, they're gonna have they're gonna be a point during the season when all those youngsters start to call us because they're doing what they're doing without Kalkbrenner. I really think that Brandon Miller's he hasn't really been he's just getting to the lineup. He's been in and out of the lineup. Kalkbrenner's been out. I think that we haven't seen the best of Charlotte this season. Now maybe they don't make the playoffs, but I really think that they have a chance to bloom as such, and we're gonna see bigger and better things for them. That's my prediction. Now moving forward, fellas, we talk a lot about the NBA rooks. Let's move down to the NCAA rooks because the NCAA college, the college basketball, the freshmen in college basketball are carrying the NC2A, and it's got some fabulous performers. We can start off the top with Cameron Boozer. Although sometimes that projected number one player maybe not have the same success as the number two. We see that a lot historically, and this is a draft where you've got Williams, you've got Bonsa, you've got Peterson, you've got all these guys that have a chance to be.
Yeah.
Boozer's not going. Boozer's not going number one.
DeBonsa's going number one.
Boozer's not going. Boozer's not going number two. I can't see it. I can't see. He don't put the ball on the floor. You know what I'm saying? He's not a great shooter.
You think he's a tweener?
I think he's a little better than he's a little better than a tweener, and I think he'll be effective in the league. But as far he's bullying people in college right now. He's bullying. Just too big, too strong. It's not going to be like that in the league. So I don't see him projecting as well.
DeBonsa's going number one.
I absolutely think DeBonsa's going number one. Yep, that's what I see.
From top to bottom, he's the best player in NCAA as right
going
now.
one?
Yeah.
Caleb Wilson's going high. The kid, like you said, the kid from Kansas.
Darren Peterson's going high. Yeah. I see DeBonsa as a more skilled. Well, not more skilled, but I see him as a Bam Adebayo 2.0. I see him as more talented, a version of a DeBonsa. I see, because sometimes I get really, I'm surprised by the skill set of Bam. Sometimes you'll see Bam do things. You be like, man, that's
No, he got great skill. He has great skill.
I didn't know you had handle.
Bam
like
got
that.
good skill.
But yes,
Bam's
he does.
a center though.
And
Sure.
Yeah, Bam's a center / forward. He's not a traditional center. DeBonsa is how big? They're both 6'9". Maybe I'm just caught up.
DeBonsa going to be a 2, 3, 4, depending on what the matchups are. But DeBonsa handles the rock. He can shoot. He's going to have to develop his jumper to be a little more wet, but he can do a little bit of everything, man. He passes the ball. He can handle it, bring it up the court, rebound, defend. To me, right now, he's number one pick.
His IQ is great out on the floor.
Great IQ.
Great IQ.
Great IQ. Yes.
Now, I've only really watched him a tiny bit. What do you guys think about the kid in the PG and for the Razorbacks? Is it a cuff? What's a cuff?
I haven't been able to see the Razorbacks play, so I'm gonna defer to you.
I haven't seen him, but I did see a freshman from
Houston.
Freeman, Houston.
Houston has a nice,
what's his name? What's his name?
guard.
What's his name? Little light-skinned kid, left-handed.
Yeah, he can play.
Left hand.
Yeah,
that kid is good, man. He's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate that I don't have his name.
You got a bunch of kids that are really, really. The NCAA right now has a lot of good freshman talent, which means they ain't gonna be there as sophomores. But you got good freshman talent. This is
Hey, Craig.
Well,
I was telling Ed about the freshman kid from Rainier Beach, Jalen Petty, at Texas Tech.
At Texas Tech, yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he can go. He can go. He can go. Oh, he can go.
JP can play, man.
Yeah, he can play.
I'll catch him this weekend.
He has a terrific motor. He's very confident. They have a nice team. They've got a couple guys on that team, but
they just now started picking up where they're supposed to be. They didn't start playing well at the beginning of the year, but now they're starting to gel and put it together. So it'll be interesting to watch them. Yeah, they're good. Texas Tech is good. Yeah.
Virginia Tech got a kid, Nico, Nico. God, white kid from overseas. They're talking about he's another Luka. He can play. He's good.
Well, We got a kid in our backyard that's a talented freshman. Steinbach can play, man. The kid from Germany plays for the University of Washington.
Oh,
He's a big
yes.
kid,
Yes.
big,
Yeah,
strong,
he can play.
athletic. He
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely on the list of top freshmen. He's a good player, man. I always find that, March I always look forward to March Madness because, March Madness, while in real time, is the best basketball in the world. It's like incredible basketball until the NBA playoffs. And
Right.
so I
True.
I look forward to the NC2A. And there's a new switching gears. Switching gears. Um, the girls are back in effect, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. I'm Troy Miles, and I am here to tell you about the virtual game of basketball. Yes, the math, physics, and fundamentals, forward by Lenny Wilkins. If you haven't read this book, it's time to cop a copy. Time to cop a copy, indeedy. Anyway, if you love basketball, you will love the virtual game of basketball. Really, it's the martial arts of basketball, all wrapped up into a nice little, easy to digest book. You'll love it. Trust me on that. The ladies are back. The unrivaled 3-on-3 Women's Professional Basketball Week got started this week with I can't even tell you who played, but
Unrivaled.
Got started. Some of the big stars are playing, Beckers and a whole host of WNBA players are in the mix. But that's not what we're really going to talk about with concern to the ladies, because looming is the January 9th collective bargaining deadline, and it's a lot of issues on the table. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go over those core issues, and we're gonna talk about. It says the core issues: the players seek higher salaries, obviously, potentially over with $1 million max to $250 minimum, and a larger share of the league revenue. Union wants 30% of gross revenue. The league offered 15%, citing major revenue growth. Now, the WNBA projects significant losses under the players' proposals, jeopardizing financial health while offering increased revenue sharing and substantial salary caps. Now, if there's no deal is reached by January 9th deadline, a status quo period could follow, allowing operations to continue while talks persist, but a strike remains a possibility.
Yeah.
What do you think
think,
about that?
I think the NBA is going to get involved and make sure that things get taken care of eventually. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. I'm not on the inside, but I think we mentioned earlier in the year, I think the WNBA is going upward. I think they got a good product. It's just me, but I don't trust what the owners are saying about they're not making money, and I don't trust any of that. Like I said, I would request them to open the books so we can both go over it, because it's not their league, it's our league. So I want to go through the books, and I want to make sure that the negotiations on our side is fair. And I would hope that being able to open up the books, I would be comfortable knowing that they're treating us fair. Right? Now, I know that Nafisa Collier and your girl from New York, they're the owners of the Unrivaled League. They're using the success of the Unrivaled League to show to WNBA that it is
a model.
And it's going to grow. It's going to continue to grow, right? I believe the players, because like I said, I've been a fan for years. I've seen how much it has grown in the last 8 to 10 years, and it's going to continue to grow with the influx of players that are going to be coming in. All the big names from college are going to be coming in. The league has nothing but room to grow, and like I said, and the league is going to have to. I think the league is an owner, and I don't blame the owner. I don't know any businessman that would buy a team. They got 2 more teams coming in next year, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to purchase a team and go get in the business of the WNBA, and it's projected to lose money. That don't make any sense to me. Businessmen out here don't make decisions like that. See, so somebody's not telling the truth.
Well, but don't you
Well,
remember years ago when they used to say in the NBA there were only about 5 teams that were profitable? Remember when
yes,
they used to say that? All right, but
yes.
how were those teams still operating if there were only 5 teams that were profitable in the league? So that means
Well, not to cut you off, but when they opened
yeah,
the books, they found out they were lying.
right.
When they finally opened the books, they found out they were lying. See, that's what I'm going. That's the premise I'm
Right.
going on now with the WNBA. You can't trust them. It's business. So
Yeah.
open up the books, so there'll be no question. This is what's been made. And if what they say is true, then the WNBA players got to take a step back and they got to renegotiate in the best interest of the league. This is my personal opinion. If they're not willing to open the books and show what's really going on, then that's a problem.
Well, that's the main thing is the best interest of the league, and
That's
you know
it.
we want to make sure that the ladies are compensated properly,
Hmm.
but we also want to make sure that the arrangement keeps the league viable. You know,
Right.
True.
you can actually overextend yourself, and you know run into issues that are irreparable. So you know it's a delicate situation, but like you said, everything needs to be um um above board,
Open book. Yes, sir.
open book because the WNBA is on a terrific trajectory,
Hmm.
Right.
and we'd all like to see that continue. Um, it's you know, like you said, there's a certain when it comes to business, there should only be so much trust involved. Everything should be legislated out.
There you go. There you go.
Everything and all the and everything should be explored
Hmm.
the best interest of collectively.
Right.
I think that's the
Absolutely.
best, and that's
Yeah.
kind of that's the kind of the same thing. You know, we wanted to touch on a little bit about you know what's going on in the in college with reference to
The
the portal, and it's you know, and we talk about the money and NIL and the different the balance of powers has shifted and whatnot, but is the transfer portal something that's going to at a certain point start having uh detrimental effects on the atmosphere? Is the portal is the portal healthy for college sports? I asked that question, and we're talking basketball, but I want to talk football real quick. Uh, the quarterback for the University of Washington signed a contract earlier in the week, and then entered his name in the portal when he was offered double $2 million. I think he was offered $2 million. I don't know specifically who, but he got offered $2 million, and he decided that he's going into the portal, and University of Washington is vowing to sue the brother for breach of contract.
I think they have every right to. They
Yes.
have every right because he signed the contract, right? They have
Yes.
every right to. He signed the contract. You stuck.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you're not stuck, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Craig.
If you're gonna treat it like a business, if you and you and
There you
that's what
go.
the NCAA has decided to do is treat this as a business,
Hmm.
then everybody involved has to understand your contract stipulations. There we go.
Yep.
You know,
I agree.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, because you can't have this. You can't have you sign a contract and then all of a sudden 2 days later you turn around and go, nah, I'm not doing that right there. Where does that work in
That's
business?
it.
There is some, you know, when you decide to do that, then there's something that goes along with that, you know, unless whoever
It should be
signed it,
protocol. It should be
yeah,
protocols.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I it's so hard because you want people to be profitable on what they're doing and you want them to have their freedom and rights to all that stuff there. But
Yes, definitely.
at the sanctity of the games, I think it's just tough. It's tough to see. It's tough to see because you know it goes back
They
to
need to go ahead, Craig. Go ahead.
yeah, it goes back
Go
to
ahead,
you know
Craig.
what? even at the NBA level, even at the NFL level, all those levels, even at you want to be able to identify with the people that are in your programs. And the problem is we don't went to the pro scenario. So now you can't even identify with that with your with the program that you want to be a part of. It, it's it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's yeah. And don't let something happen where people turn on the value of what's going on. That's
What do you
the
mean?
thing.
What do you
Well,
mean? What do you
well,
mean?
go ahead, Chris.
Turn on it where people just decide that, you know what, man, this has gotten so far out of hand. We're not gonna follow it the way we are. I don't know if that would ever happen,
Oh,
but
that ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
That ain't gonna happen. No, no, sir.
you know. But
If you're talking about
well,
college,
it's
like
just
college football, no.
I, not college football, but because that's such a big, that's a big train there. But it's just like when the NBA or the MLB, when they had those strikes and stuff, they had to pull the fans back in,
Yeah.
y- you know, and you don't want to ever see anything like that happen at the college level. But when you start treating it like a pro business, you don't know what could be around the corner, you know. So I just
Well,
I just
I would
yeah,
if I
yeah,
I mean, as a freshman, I think you come in as a freshman, they should probably give a freshman the opportunity to make it. I'm young. I come in, I make a decision. If I go to say Texas, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. Say I go to Texas, and things don't work out for me. As a freshman, I should be able to get an opportunity to put myself
right,
in the portal and move on somewhere else that next
right,
year. But when you sign a contract that next year, you're stuck for another 2 years. They can do something like that, but then I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of messing up with the free will. I don't personally like players jumping every year. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think it's wrong for the
It,
league and it's not
it,
good for anyone. But I'm
well,
also one last thing. It's the coaches. The coaches weren't saying anything when the kids have no leverage. They had no words because they were able to do whatever they wanted to, and they had this kid. I can treat you any way I want to treat you. You're stuck. On a scholarship, and you're stuck here with me. If not, I'm gonna penalize you. I'm not gonna allow you to go free will, right? See, so now now that has changed, right? You see a lot of coaches crying, especially college football coaches. They're crying, right? They have no control. So on one end, I'm happy that the kids now have some control of their life and where they go. But on the other end, it has to be structured right.
Eh,
Well,
eh,
I think it hurts the fraternity of college sports because the fans don't connect aren't connecting to the stars the same way because
True.
they don't have them for 4 years. They may
that's
have
a,
them for a year. It's fly by night, and you've got the it's harder for the fans to in the college community to build a relationship with these
yeah,
players
yeah.
because they're rentals.
But
Well,
it, but it,
that's what I
yeah,
was
and
saying.
it, but
That's what
it,
I
but
was
it
saying,
also
though.
it also on the other end, it can help. Like for instance, Notre Dame women's handing her dog on Olivia Miles, the point guard, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
They split up. They split up. So
What went to
now,
TCU?
okay, see,
right.
so there's a good chance I wouldn't have watched any TCU games this year. Now when Olivia Miles is coming on, I'm looking for TCU games. So it's
Mhm.
beneficial. See,
Yeah.
like I said,
Right.
it goes both ways. And
Well,
TCU is
then,
like what 14-1. They just smacked
yeah,
somebody up tonight. See, so when
yeah.
tournament time comes around, it's gonna make things a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
Right. I think the other thing, the issue now that's coming up, which is the hot topic debate, is we talked about it a little the other day when we talked about our last segment where we talked about now you got guys who have went and made money in the league and are coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
You know,
understand that.
well, I saw a statement from the NCAA president that dispelled that. Am I
Yeah,
imagining
I
that
agree.
I
Yeah,
saw that?
I
He
did too.
addressed that. Yeah, he addressed that by saying, "I don't know where this misinformation is coming from, but those individuals are absolutely not eligible." Is that what you gleaned to, Ed?
Yes, yes.
Well,
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
heard him
So
say that, but they also had the kid. They had a kid that was drafted last. Was it last year? He was
No,
drafted last year. He played for Baylor the other night.
yeah, that's
23?
yeah,
And
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
but he played for
yeah,
Baylor, the other night? See,
yeah,
so,
and he went.
like I said, my personal contention is go ahead.
Yeah, no, I get
Go ahead, Craig.
that it was the same thing you're talking about. Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't agree with them being paid professional money and then coming back and playing college. Once you make a decision to make some money professionally, it's over. It's a wrap. It's a
Yeah.
wrap. It's not
But
fair
I
to
think I think
the kids that are trying to get to college.
I don't know about like because I don't know like some of these overseas guys that come and play at the college level. Some of them have already played. They've been
Yeah.
playing since they were 15, 16 years old. We don't know exactly who that is, but that that's happened. If Luca would have played,
Yeah, that's
if
like
Luca,
Luca. Yeah.
yeah, if he would have played at 19 years old, he would have already been.
Mm-hmm.
Start playing when he was like what, 14 years old, 14, 15.
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's
and
that's a
he
different
would have been
world. You're
getting
right.
paid. So it's a different world, but it happens.
Yeah.
But you just don't want it to be where guys have had their opportunity, and then they take off,
Yeah.
they make money, and now you're coming back, and now you're pushing because the transfer portal has really pushed the high school player out of the scenarios. Unless you're a top 50
Mm-hmm.
kid, you have no
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to play at the Division I level.
Lastly, fellas, we have a few more minutes here, but lastly, the NBA power rankings are out, and San Antonio Spurs are sitting at the pole position. What are you
Mm-hmm.
guys' thoughts about that?
As they should be. I think.
As they should.
Yeah. My favorites in the West are who I like. I like them. I like Houston. I'm talking about when it's all said and done, when playoffs come around.
Yeah. Right.
I like them. I like Houston.
I just
I
love.
like the Timberwolves, but well, Oklahoma, of course.
I just love the defensive tenacity of the Spurs. I mean, they pick you up, they lock up, they have all these plug and play scorers, but they share the ball. They score at all levels. And they've got Coach of the Month, Mitch Johnson, and I think he's so deserving. Particularly given that Wemby's been in and out of the lineup, but San Antonio has consistently maintained a high level of play. They've beat the defending champs 3 times already this season. I mean that's amazing. That's amazing in itself, and they're just at the start of coalescing together. They really haven't had a lot of a court time as a group with all their players. They've got Sohan is working himself back into the rotation. I mean, they're what we talked about. We talked about a couple episodes ago how John Thompson used to just roll 10, 11 guys out at you every single night, and you had to deal with that. Well, San Antonio
They're deep.
is bringing that type of philosophy to the pro game, and it's working.
But it's fun to see, though.
Too.
It's fun to see.
It is
because of this right here.
Houston's similar, Ed.
You can only be successful that way if the guys are bought in, and there must be something that Mitch does that those guys are bought in, because you don't see them out there. And I was just watching them tonight against the Lakers. I don't know how that game ended up, but just watching them play,
the way you thought
they're old school with a new school mentality. You know what I mean? It's all mixed together.
Mm-hmm.
And
he gives. What I see from Mitch is I see him giving them room, but also having non-negotiables at the same time.
Oh yeah.
To me,
yeah.
that's a player's coach. Hey, look, I'm going to give you the freedom. I want you to be comfortable. I've got some requirements that are non-negotiable. I think that's healthy.
Yeah. That's on the defensive side. Yeah, they play defense.
Yes.
They defend.
He has the benefit of the San Antonio culture, and it's a beautiful mix with what he brings to the table, with the players he has. I mean, San Antonio deserves to be the top spot. Now, we could go on and on and on and on, but guess what time it is, fellas? Once again, we're at the end of another one.
Already?
It goes fast. Yes, sir. We are so thankful for everybody that's stuck it out with us. You know, it goes quick for us. Hopefully, it goes quick for you too, because I enjoy it so much. You know, time flies when you're having fun. So, once again, if this is your first time, please like, please share, please comment, tell your friends. We do this every Thursday, just three guys having the conversation with old school views and new school news. Fellas.
Yes, sir. See you next week.
Once
Peace.
again.
Hey, there it is.
There we go.
See you next week.
That's the point.
See you next week.